Look, if you just click this video because you're like, wow, easy bosses in Hollow Knight, well, they're all easy. So if this guy doesn't have every single boss in the game in this video, then he's a noob and a loser, and I want to make fun of him in the comments. Well, go ahead, type in the comments, because it helps with the algorithm. I'd love for you. And thanks for clicking on the video, because that helps too. Suck it! Anyway, this video isn't for you. It's for those casual players who maybe never picked up a Metroidvania before. Maybe you don't know what it's like to endure the painstaking platforming or insane movements that you gotta have when you play a lot of these games, or timing. And maybe you're intimidated by some of the bosses that you see that you shouldn't be intimidated by. And that's what this is about. Easy bosses that are truly easy. You literally don't need charms, you don't need anything. You just need a little bit of know-how on how they perform, and it's so easy to beat them. That's what this is about. Let's get to it. Enjoy the video. Starting off with a heavy hitter, boss number 1, the False Knight. The False Knight's probably going to be one of, if not the first boss that you encounter while playing through Hollow Knight, because the game naturally guides you to him. Once you get the map from Corner Fear, the map maker, it's actually already marked on the map his location. So the game wants you to go there because once you beat him, you can go to the Ancestral Mound and you get your first spell, which then that spell will allow you to gain access to other areas of Hollowness. Now the False Knight's going to hit you with 3 main attacks. He's going to do a slam, which is where he hits the ground directly in front of him in the direction that he's facing with his mace, which causes a shockwave to shoot across the area. Now, he jumps usually just before this, and as long as he does that, you can walk right underneath him to the other side. And as long as you're not in the direction that he's facing, you dodge the attack. Now, if for some reason he's backed into a corner and you can't walk underneath him, just be prepared for the shockwave. As soon as it starts coming, just leap over it. It's very simple. It comes at you pretty slowly, and it takes him a few minutes to reset anyway. Second attack is going to be his leaping bludgeon. This is where he's going to jump straight up in the air, and as he comes down, he will come down directly with his mace, hitting at the same time as he hits the ground in the direction that he's facing. Once again, just walk right underneath him. As soon as he jumps, you just walk underneath him and go to the other side of him. As soon as he lands, land your attacks. Just that simple. Now his final attack, when he takes enough damage, he's going to enter rage mode, which is where he goes to the center of the arena and he starts attacking on both sides, left and right of him. You just need to back all the way to the side, look straight up, because barrels or rocks or whatever you want to call them start falling down from the ceiling, and if one falls directly on top of you, you can just hit it, strike upward with your nail, and it'll knock it away, or you can just try to dodge them. It's really up to you. I just want to note a couple things here. You actually gain no soul when striking the armor of the enemy. It's not until you stagger him and his helmet pops off and you actually get to strike the enemy underneath is when you actually start gaining soul. Second thing I want to note is that when you enter the second phase of the fight, after you've staggered him at least once, the top left-hand side of the arena just above the door will actually become a breakable wall. You strike it a few times, it'll open up and allow you to just leap out of it and leave the fight. Now this allows you to go on to the Ancestral Mound without having to kill the False Knight. So if you're having trouble with him and you do want to continue on, you can go do this and skip that fight for now. You will have to come back to this fight later, but you can do this, as it is something that I wanted to put in there just to show you that it is possible. So there you go. All right, moving on. All right, the next boss we're going to be talking about is the Grus Mother. Look, I said it was going to be easy, okay? So get off my back. You knew she was going to be on this list. She will literally stay asleep right here for eternity if you don't hit her with the nail. She's not going to wake up. But the moment you hit her, she's going to go into rampage mode. Trust me. All right. Not really. She's just going to float around the map until she starts freaking out and slamming into the roof and to the ground. Just walk right underneath her as soon as she hits the ground and comes right back up. It's really simple. Hit her in between these. You can take these moments to heal if you'd like to. But honestly, I don't think you're going to have to worry about that too much. As long as you time this right, you're just fine. It doesn't hit you that often. Well, never mind. Hits me. She also does one other attack where she just slams herself into the direction of the knight. So just watch out for that. But once again, this is super easy. Just hit her and then she goes down. The only thing you have to watch out for here, and I mean only thing, is don't think the fight's over yet. This belly's about to pop open. Just be ready for all the stupid little bugs that come out and smack them. Otherwise, they will hit you. If they all hit you at once, you're dead. I promise you that. This almost got me the first time I ever played this because I didn't know the belly was going to pop open. But once they're taken care of, the gates come up, match over. Super simple, super easy, not a problem at all. Don't worry about it. Like I said, easy fights, easy fights. All right, next on our list, we got Vengeful Fly King. Vengeful Fly King will be located at the very top of the green path. When you finally enter that area, if you just keep traveling upwards, you will eventually run into him. He is going to be holding an NPC in his mouth, and you can choose to fight him or you can choose not to. I'll explain why in just a minute. But if you do choose to fight him, his two main attacks are going to be his swipe, where he just swoops down in a U motion towards the knight, and all you have to do is just jump over him and then down strike, and you can get your hits off pretty easily in doing that. His next attack is going to be a summoning scream, where he screeches very loudly and summons in little Venge Flies, and they will basically just start humming, like go straight towards you. You can just swipe them and take them out pretty easily. He will rotate between these two attacks, and that's pretty much all he does. Takes a few minutes, but you can take him down if you don't have any spells. If you have spells, it makes it a little bit easier, but if you don't, the nail will work just fine. I promise you. Now, the only thing I'm going to note about this guy is the NPC he's holding in his mouth. Let him die. Walk away. You don't have to fight this guy. He's an easy fight, sure, but you don't have to fight him. Let that little punk die, okay? If you don't know who it is, it's fine. You don't need to know who it is. He is a punk, and he needs to die. I'll leave it at that. All right, let's move on before I get angry. Now, you guys knew this one was going to be on here. Massive Moss Charger is located in the green path. He's another very easy boss. This is probably the easiest fight. He's got two main attacks. One where he flops up in the air like that and slams down. Just try to avoid it if you can. If not, it's okay. The next one's a charge. He's literally going to charge straight at you. You can tank these hits. There's plenty of time to heal in between each attack. Just tank them and start swiping. It's really no big deal. And I'm just doing this to show you the fact that you can literally just tank this early on in the game. Like, it's nothing. He goes down so simple. The only thing I'll point out of this, you don't have to fight this guy at all. You literally can just leave this. This arena does not lock down. Nothing stops you from leaving whatsoever. You can leave this match at any point. Look, for this last one, a lot of new people aren't going to understand what I mean by why I say she's super easy. Hornet Protector is one of the easier, challenging bosses with quotation, because her attacks are so slow. Once you can learn her attacks and just know how to react to them, the fight becomes so simple. You don't need nail upgrades, you don't need charms, you don't need spells. You can do this all with a base nail. So simple, so easy. I know. Look, let me show you. These are her attacks, okay? The first attack is her lunge attack. You'll see it coming because you can see her lower her stance, her dress will begin to swirl, and she will then dash towards you with her nail pointing straight out. All you have to do is jump over this attack, get behind her, and hit her a few times with the nail, or be far enough away from her so she doesn't attack you. Pretty simple to dodge, easy to counter. The second attack is going to be a dive attack. She's going to jump straight up in the air, hover for a second, and dive directly towards the location you were just standing. So if you back up a little bit, try not to get cornered, you can dodge this one pretty easily, be right in front of her, hit her a couple times with the nail, take advantage of the moment. The third attack is going to be a throw attack. She's going to throw her nail straight out in front of her, retract it back with some string, just jump it the first time, land, jump again so you don't get hit on the way back, and then hit her a couple times because you'll be right in front of her, set up for a perfect attack. This is a great way to get some damage in and pretty easy to dodge. Her final attack will be an area attack where she jumps up in the air, unleashes a whirlwind of webs with her in the center. You just need to back away slightly from this, time it to where as soon as it finishes, you move forward and get a couple good swipes in there. Great time for some easy damage and take her down really fast. Simple to dodge. She just ends up being one of those bosses that you just feel like, because she's like a main kind of NPC that you had to follow through the green path, that she's super difficult, but she's really not. Don't get me wrong, her counterpart later is, but the truth is, her herself is not that difficult. Hornet Sentinel, on the other hand, yes, that's her counterpart for later on in the game. She might be a little more difficult. Be prepared for that fight. Look, thank you so much. If you've enjoyed this content at all, please hit that like button below. If you enjoyed me at all, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I love putting out Hollow Knight content. I cannot wait for SILKSONG to come out. I'll be putting out a ton of that content. This is super fun for me, and if it's fun for you guys, thank you for hanging out. If you've made it this far in the video, please, please, please drop in the comments, I am a legend, because you are an absolute legend. You made it this far in the video. I'll know what you mean. No one else will that didn't make it this far, so we have a little secret between us. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.